Hey everyone, it's your girl Tara Michelle. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel, Opinionated Scents, our safe space to discuss all things fragrance, whether we like them or not. Today's video is part 2 of my last haul for 2022. So for those of you who thought that meant I wouldn't be purchasing any more fragrances this year, no, that's not it. What I won't be doing is buying 5, 10, 20 or more in 1 month. I am going to pace myself because the goal again is to dwindle down my collection, not build it back up to the 600, 700, 800 realm. Never again. So if you're interested to see what's in this massive haul, this last haul of 2022, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Now, I won't be going into too much detail because there are way too many fragrances to talk about in this video. But if you see something that you want me to be specifically focusing on, let me know in the comments. Of course, all of these are going to get their time to shine in separate various videos. But if there's something that's really pressing for you, let me know in the comments and I'll get to it sooner than later. So now seriously, let's jump right into the video. To start this video off, we're going to be talking about a fragrance from Dossier again. You guys know I love Dossier. One of, if not my favorite, inspiration house. These fragrances are top quality. They smell so niche, especially when they're inspired by niche fragrances for a fraction of the price. So that means I get to be bold, I get to be adventurous, and I get to have fun blind buying things I've never tried before or things that I have and I just want to do a comparison side by side. So this is called Woody Peony. That's what we're talking about today, Woody Peony. And this one here, again, with the packaging, I will keep saying it. If you love Byredo, if you love commodity, you're going to love the packaging, the simplistic packaging. We have a magnetic cap. I will leave all of the information about Dossier in the description box, including my discount code. So Woody Peony, this beautiful little card that they send you all the information on from Dossier. And so the top notes of this are peach, lychee, bergamot, and freesia. The middle notes are jasmine, orange blossom, peony, and white flowers. The base notes are musk, oak moss, and woods. This is inspired by Ex Nihilo, Fleur Narcotique, or the Parfum. This is so pretty. A beautiful, clean floral. Slightly fruity, which you guys know I love. I love a fruity floral fragrance. This smells so top tier, niche. Next up, we're going to talk about the new duos I've added to my collection. And I've had some of these since February. So this first one is strawberry, cheesecake, and coffee. I'm not really sure what possessed me to think that this was going to work for me. And when I got it in the house the first day that I sprayed it, I was like, no, this doesn't work for me. Baby, it's June. Again, I brought it into the house in February. The strawberry note in here is amazing. And the coffee just brings some depth to it. I just like this. It wouldn't be a repurchase for me because I'm not going to lie. Sometimes it reminds me of something that would be a great room spray or a car freshener type of thing. But it's good for fall and winter. If you're a foodie or a gourmand fragrance lover, this is one you might want to get your hands on. So again, that is strawberry, cheesecake, and coffee. Next up, we're going to be talking about Butterbeer. And if you know, you know. If you don't, I'm going to need you to get with it real quick. So Butterbeer, again, at first spray, I was like, first of all, I knew it was immediately something I considered to be masculine. Baby, let me tell you something. The dry down of this is sexy. This is yummy and delicious and sexy. I still think it's more masculine, but it can definitely be thought of as unisex. If that's your vibe, go for it. This I'm going to pass along to a male because I don't want to smell like this until it gets to the dry down. And you guys know I'm impatient. If I gotta wear you through the opening in the mid and you're not truly my vibe or you feel too masculine, it's gonna irritate me and it just dampens the overall amazingness of the dry down. So I will be passing this on to a male, but Butterbeer is absolutely amazing to me. I love the dry down. It is just phenomenal. I am gonna let it sit, of course, because it just got here. So this is also something I would think of wearing in the fall and winter, or, you know, having a male wear in the fall or winter. So letting it sit and become what it's going to become, the way duas do, whether you want to use the word maturation or maceration, whatever you want to call it. When I buy my duas, I always let them sit for 3 to 4 months because they just get better with time. So I tend to buy, like, if I'm looking for spring fragrances, I will buy them usually in the fall or very beginning of winter, and, you know, vice versa, you know, throughout all the seasons. I don't really buy the current season fragrances in that season because I know I'm not going to use them as soon as I get them. Next, I've talked about this in other videos, so I won't spend too much time. Caramel coffee is perfection in a bottle, pretty much. Next up, we're going to talk about Miss Congeniality Rose Elixir, which is inspired by Parfum de Marly's Delina La Rose. Again, this is my favorite duo of all of them. It has replaced everything else I thought was my favorite duo. Miss Congeniality Rose Elixir does it for me every time. Strawberry cream candy. Very cute. It smells just like one of those strawberry cream candies that come from that one company I can never remember the name of. I really, really like it. Again, best suited for fall. Baby, strawberry milkshake. The strawberry-ness of this is a lot. If you are not fully into strawberry, don't do this. Do not do this. This is a powerhouse, potent, scary fragrance to me. And I don't see me wearing this. I don't know who I'm gonna gift it to. Probably Tay, probably my daughter, but this is a lot. I mean, it's like strawberry puree and strawberry molasses and strawberry syrup and strawberry blah, blah, blah. I mean, I can't remember all the notes, but I remember it being so focused on deep, thick, rich strawberryness that the smell made sense to me. Honey. And it's affecting my sinus issues have been going crazy anyway. Smelling this just has me like feeling like I want to cough or sneeze, be overwhelmed, faint, in a good way. It does not stink. But what I'm saying is, man, you talking about a beast mode fragrance? Baby, this is a lot. Might be a little bit too much. These fragrances just came yesterday to my house. So, of course, I sprayed them last night in the air real quick throughout different rooms in my house just to get a vibe. Nowhere near ready to talk about these yet. This is Painkiller Cocktail. It's like pineapple and pina colada. Had a baby. The cutest baby you've ever seen, like Baby Yoda cute. Like, oh. Juicy Pear. Juicy Pear. I'm telling you, after sitting, this is going to be phenomenal. This is going to be a contender for top 3, 4, 5, you know, maybe. Juicy Pear, baby. Oh, yes. Essence of Lust. One I really like at first spray. So to have it get better, and I don't know if I showed that long enough, to have it get better on me is going to be amazing. But I am someone who absolutely loves the note of musk. So if you are too, this may be one you want to get your hands on. It's very fresh and clean. At least on that first spray in the air. And then this is Peach Mojito. Peach Mojito so far at first spray was my least favorite, but that doesn't mean a bad thing because the peach note in it came across so sparkling and crystal clear. I think if I would have let it sit around a little longer before I started spraying other stuff, it might have shined a little brighter. But I'm not holding anything against it. Again, it hasn't even been, or maybe it's just right at 24 hours. I am not judging any of these fragrances. That is one of the best hauls I've had from Doing in a while. All 4 of those are immediate winners on the first spray. That rarely ever happens. It usually takes me some time to truly fall in love with the Doer. I like them at first smell, but like, need to have them. Sometimes that takes time. These are ones I already know, literally, that I want to have in my collection. I'm so glad I chose these 4. Next, I grabbed a few travels from the House of Toka, and then they came out with some new perfume body oils I want to talk to you guys about. So first up, we have Gia. I love the packaging on this. There it is in the box. So according to this, the notes in Gia are pink peppercorn, tangerine, Turkish rose, and amber. I did not like Gia the first time I smelled her, but that was a while ago, and my palate has changed so much that the pink peppercorn isn't an instantaneous turn off to me. The tangerine in here is amazing. The Turkish rose as well. I will say that upon first spray, the stuff clashes to me. It isn't the best blended thing I've smelled or experienced from Toka. But the second day when I was playing around with this, I didn't get that. It wasn't herky-jerky. So it could have just been my nose or whatever mood I was in, or that first spray outside of the bottle. Sometimes it's a little wonky. I've talked about that before. But Gia's nice. Now, of the 3 that I purchased, none of them are full body. None of them are full bottle worthy to me, but I am glad I have the travels and I will wear them and use them all up. But Gia, I do believe, is my favorite. Next up, we're going to talk about Maya. So I just love the color of this packaging. Inside of Maya, we have the notes of wild iris, black currant, patchouli heart, and oak moss. And I would say the patchouli really does stand out in this one. And that's not necessarily my favorite thing in the world. I do like it though. This almost, especially from smelling it right here from the atomizer, gives me vibes of the Chloe Nomad or the Parfum. It's interesting. It took some getting used to, but it's interesting. Last but not least, we have Bianca, my least favorite of them all. So this is Bianca. And all I can say about Bianca that I remember is that, because I don't think the notes are on the back of here, gives you this story about the Amalfi Coast. Perfect marriage of green tea, citrus, and florals. Okay, so that's what they're telling us, and this is what it looks like in here. I do like these travels, especially when it's like a 20% sale off sale. Wow, 20% off sale. And I do like the way that they look, really pretty. But $46 for this. It's gonna have to be on sale before I purchase this for $46 when I can get the bigger bottle, which is either 2.7 or 3.4, whatever it is. For $76, I think. So Bianca is, when I say tea and herbally, that's just not me. It's not me. It's really green, really herbally. If you like Flora Botanica, you would like this. If you like Elizabeth Arden's green tea line, you would like this. And while it's okay, you know, when I wear fragrances, I like to smell really feminine and really pretty. Not like I'm going to have tea and crumpets with the queen. So, you know, I don't know what I'm going to do with this one yet. But Bianca is definitely not my vibe. I really don't want to be a part of controversy. But I saw a YouTuber I used to watch all the time who I've had a lot in common with on like a video commercial, I guess, talking about this fragrance, and it was on the channel of the company. I thought, you know what, if she likes it, I should be able to go and get it, and I'll probably love it. So this is from Booty Parlor, that name alone. And this is called Unforgettable Amore. So this is supposed to be a fragrance that has pheromones in it. I am going to go ahead and talk about this packaging because this packaging is really pretty. Look at this bottle. I do like this packaging a lot. You know, the bow I could do without, but it comes off on the top, so you're not left trying to spray through that bow. It's been a very, very long time since I blind bought something and disliked it this much. Okay? Nothing about this fragrance is good to me. This smells like toilet water or a really nasty, cheap rose. It just is putrid. Oh, this is so, guys. This goes back to Grandma Rose. This goes back to screechy and herky jerky and just nasty to me. I really don't have anything good to say about it at all. It gets worse on my skin. You know, you're gonna have to miss me with the BS talking about you know, I saw in the videos, it was like a dude gets in the car and he immediately starts burying his face in her neck. Listen, if the pheromones are supposed to attract women, then maybe that's why I don't like it, because I'm not sexually attracted to women. But that is gross to me. I was so let down. I was so disappointed. It started to put me in that mindset of, you know, that had to be for a check. You had to do that video and say all of those things for a check, because I don't understand. But have to reel it in, check myself and say, no, every nose is different. There could be people out here who think that that's a good fragrance. So, you know, have at it. The more the merrier. It won't be for me. I also purchased the Unforgettable Amore La Nuit, which is like a nighttime version. Again, supposed to have pheromones in it to attract men. Oh, the packaging on this baby is stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning. Again, could do without the bowl. They're a little cheap. And I don't know if that's made with, but this black and gold and pink is beautiful, okay? This one is leaps and bounds better than the other one. But, again, it turns putrid. There's something in these I seriously hate. And it could be these pheromones that are meant for men. I don't know. So, but I can't wear something all day that stinks to me in an attempt to attract anyone. Besides, I don't need to. So it's, you know, but I wouldn't recommend this to any of my friends who were out here in the market and the dating game trying to find someone ever in life. So at first spray, this one smells like if you took L'Entre D, Melissa Me, and L'Entre D Intense and mixed them together. They really do give off that vibe, that Givenchy and L'Entre D. But then something goes wrong. It also has a little bit of a vibe of the Salvatore Ferragamo Signorina Misteriosa. It's got that, like, you know, and in the packaging too, you know, I don't know. But it goes left. It goes left for me, and not in a way that I can come back. I can't steer it back straight or even steer it to the right. This is just wrong for me. So immediately I emailed them, asked them if I could return these fragrances. They told me I could, so I wanted to film them so I could talk to you about it. If you're seeing all these Instagram ads about the booty parlor and it's just so great, the best fragrance ever, those are my thoughts. That's all I got. It's a no for me. And it's a hell no for that pink one. Absolutely not. These I've had for quite some time. I want to thank, you know, February, March as well. I talked about getting the full bottles of these because I talked about the travels in my part 1. So I'll just speed through these. This is Nest Golden Nectar. You guys know I love this fragrance. Went through a travel like lightning. And one day, actually. Now, that's the one thing I will say about that one. The longevity and projection aren't the best, so it won't be a repurchase for me because of that. But the fragrance is so good, I just had to. I had to have it. This is Wild Poppy. I already talked about this one. Absolutely love this fragrance. My goodness, are you kidding? And then Nest Citrine. I am a citrus lover, so Nest Citrine works so well for me. Months ago on my community tab, I posted a question about cheapies that just blow your mind. This is when I got Red Kiss from Loverdose and couldn't believe how great it smelled. And I had quite a few responses, but someone came into my comments and said, if you love Mont Blanc Signature for Her and CK Into You, you're going to love Kenneth Cole White for Her. Listen, okay? Yes. Yes. Everything about this. Everything. I've had this for so long, and it is that time of year that I want to start wearing it. I love this fragrance. So much so that after I purchased it, I saw Macy's having a sale when I purchased something else. I think the Fila Fresh for Her that I purchased. This one here is so good, y'all. So, so good. So this is Kenneth Cole Blush for Her. I think there's peony in this. I think that's what made me, that was the note that had me go, ooh, it's peony. That's my favorite floral note. I purchased it. This is so feminine. This is pretty for the sake of pretty. If ever there was something that was pretty for the sake of being pretty. Marc Jacobs himself has to be upset that he didn't make this. Here is the packaging. I mean, it's not anything to write home about, but it's the fragrance. Honey, everyday easy reach. That is something that's not going to be off-putting. It's absolutely gorgeous. You can wear it anywhere. You can dress it up. You can just casually, you know, do your thing. Sit around the house smelling like that if you want to. I wish I got the size that was the same as this white one because it's quite smaller. But it doesn't matter. Both of them are great. I'm glad I purchased it. Win-win for me. Next up, we're going to talk about some fragrances that I purchased from Zara. Let me just be clear. I really do think I'm done with Zara fragrances. Not because they've done anything bad per se, but because I don't really need them. So often I find that they smell like things I already own the original of. I'm not looking for Zara to be a dupe house for me or an inspiration house for me. So I'll talk about these two, and you probably won't see me hauling anything else from Zara. This is Tropical Boost. So Tropical Boost is outstanding. You want to know why? Because it smells just like Marc Jacobs Perfect. That Jolly Rancher note that I get. My daughter was like, Mommy, can I have it? Yes, you can, honey, because I have the original Perfect, so I don't need this. But I will say, if you like Marc Jacobs Perfect, if you want another pretty for the sake of being pretty fragrance, this is one to try. Very inexpensive. You get, you know, a lot. The longevity and projection for me, I'm topping up at 3 to 4 hours, absolutely, with this fragrance. But for the price, you can't beat it. So, you know, it's cute. I don't need to keep it, but it's cute. She'll be glad that I filmed that so she can finally have it. Next, I want to talk to you guys about this one here. The infamous apple juice from Zara. Those of you who think that this smells like apple juice. Okay. So, it doesn't. Not in the slightest. It smells like the skin of a green apple for sure, not apple juice. Listen, I'm about to sound super crazy, but this is the most like mundane, unspecial, hyped up incorrectly fragrance to me. Apple juice my left foot. No, it doesn't. However, it smells like I could wear this every day. It smells like fresh out the shower, just washing my hair with some Garnier Fructis, just clean. Just everyday clean. You could wear this and just like not mess with anyone's nasal passages. And it's a vibe for me. I cannot tell you why I like it the way I do. Part of me is like, girl, get rid of it. My daughter didn't want it. Neither one of my daughters wanted it. But I was like, after letting it sit for 10 or 15 minutes, I was like, this is like going to the grocery store. If you don't have a washer and dryer, going to the laundromat. Going to get a paper, like whatever it is you do where it's not super important, but maybe you might get caught in the elevator with somebody and you want them to go, ooh, she smells like she's just about to shower. That vibe. So apple juice won't be a repurchase, but I'm definitely going to keep it. I'm definitely going to wear it, and I'm definitely going to enjoy it. Next up, I'm going to talk to you about some fragrances that I have been obsessed with. I know I tried like the pistachio brulee or whatever it's called, and the LVEB from the Urban Outfitters Les Gourmand fragrances. I'm not sure what these things are actually called. But I have fallen in love with those two. Here's the thing. I had been testing so many fragrances when I was putting those on that they got lost. Be clear. Let me be very, very clear. These are not fragrances that you want to pair with strong body butters or body sprays because they are 100% going to get lost. Put on an unscented lotion or body cream and let them be the star of the show for you, understanding that you're still going to have to top up 2 or 3 times out of the day. I love the pistachio one and I love my LVEB now. Now that I've tried them when I haven't been spraying anything else. You just can't. So this one here is Acai Bay. Look, all of these are really good. And I'm going to do a dedicated video to them. So I'm just going to name the ones that I purchased for now. Paradis Tropique. Les Bubble Pop, which I talked about because I had to travel. And I told you guys I was absolutely positively going to be getting a full bottle. Then I also have 2 of the Cheriosa. 2 of them because, baby, I'm about that life. And then I have Fleur de Blonde. Oh, I love this one, y'all. That's a really good one. Punch All Fruits, which is the longest lasting one out of all the ones I've tested. Very potent, very tropical. And then Lait de Coco. This smells so good. Cuddle up, date night, Netflix and chill. Now, full disclosure, I have 6 more of these en route. They're already in my database, so they are a part of this haul. And they'll be a part of the video that I do when I'm talking about all the ones that I have. I found a fragrance that smells like Delina exclusive to me, but only better. I sold my Delina exclusive because it just, something in it just sat wrong with me. I thought it was the incense, but I'm not really sure, but I hated it. This one here reminds me of it again, but just better. This is from the artisan perfumer for the scent of it on Instagram. He is just phenomenal. And it is called Forsaken Peony. I think the name's over here. Forsaken Peony. Again, for the scent of it. I will be doing a video on him because I have several of his samples. A lot of his fragrances remind me of something else that's already out, but he does a twist on it. Almost like when Dua takes a fragrance and makes it better in longevity or projection. Kind of sort of like that. Or he will take out something I didn't like and put in something that just makes it work better, like he did for this one. But this one does remind me of Delina exclusive. Not the regular Delina, although some people think it smells like the regular Delina to them. It's the exclusive one that this one just tops for me. Next off for Instagram, everybody was hyping this up. My girl was hyping this up, and Pam. So, hey Pam, Jordan. Heart Spark. And this Heart Spark is from, I think Shelter in Perfume is her name. And I think that she collaborated with, what's that guy's name? Oh, I'm such a terrible person. I'll put the information in my description box, but I can't remember. I think his name is like Miles or Lyles or something like that. And I think he's called like City Rhythm. Because City Trends is a store here in St. Louis. I think it's City Rhythm. I think he like makes all these really pretty colored perfumes that are like different cities like Miami and Brooklyn or something like that. So don't hold me to it though. Lord have mercy. Look, I'm tired. It's my son's 8th birthday. You probably saw me do my live on Instagram today. I'm filming this the night of that, guys. Forgive me. But I will definitely have all of the information in the description box. Now, when I purchased this one, it said I had purchased the last one. I'm pretty sure they're going to restock it though, because it seems to be a huge hit on Instagram. So, Heart Spark, look at this color. It's like a glittery, like, it's so pretty. And I love this. This smells, oh man. It's even better now than what it was when I first got it. This is a good one. This is a good one. I wish it came in a bigger bottle, but this was an excellent collab from them. And I will be talking about this more in a later date. Now, I had done a video about decants that I had that I was going to use up. And a couple of those I told you guys, oh, I'm going to end up with the full bottles of these. So first of all, this isn't one of those. This is one I just finished. I don't know why I grabbed this after that introduction. Help me. I just finished Scandal. So now we're at 10 bottles this year that I finished. So I purchased a big size. This is the original Scandal by Jean Paul Gaultier. It isn't dark enough and fluid for me, so I will be letting it sit because I just finished the other one this fall winter season. I won't reach for this one until next year. I won't do it, or maybe winter. It's going to sit for a minute though, because I like for it to get a more dark ambery color. This one almost looks like A Paris. I had to really check and make sure it was not A Paris. A Paris. Because I wanted the original. Now, these are the two that came specifically from those decants I was talking to you about. Baby, let me look at the name of this. Okay. Valentino Noir Absolute Musk Essence. All of that going on. This is one of those Donna bottles. If you like Donna Aqua, Born in Roma, London Dreams, and the new one, Coral Fantasy. Look at this packaging. Oh, honey, please. This is one of the most powdery fragrances I've ever smelled in my life. It is exquisite. It is exquisite. This is YSL's Parisienne. Those of you who watched my video know I was just enamored with this fragrance. I had to have it. I think it's discontinued. One of the best and prettiest fruity fragrances I've ever smelled in my life. I love it. Love it. Next up is a fragrance from a clean beauty brand called Skyler. So these are fragrances that are vegan free, cruelty free, means they don't last long, they don't project that well. However, if you want something that's, less harsh on your skin, this might be the way to go. And just understand that you're going to have to top up 2 or 3 or maybe 4 times throughout the day. This is called Vanilla Sky. Again, like the, what are these called? Urban Outfitters. These. You definitely want to use an unscented lotion or fragrance, unless you just want to lose the fragrance altogether, and then why keep it? This is one that is going to only be the star of the show if nothing else is competing with it on your skin. And I don't know. I really like it now that I haven't been testing anything else with it. At first, I couldn't find the fragrance because I had sprayed several other things. No matter how much I sprayed it on my skin, it just didn't stand out. This has to be fresh out the shower, put on some kind of unscented moisturizer, and let this do what it does. Top up 2, 3, maybe 4 times a day, every 2 hours maybe. It just does not last or project to me. Not this one, not Vanilla Sky, but the Cappuccino. When you can pick it up, when you first spray it, it is so good. So this is more of a cuddle fragrance. Fresh out the shower, gonna Netflix and chill, gonna sit up on the couch, watch TV together. You're gonna smell edible, you're gonna smell delicious. And I think that's the vibe that they were going for. But I could also do that with other fragrances that last longer and project more. So, and I don't wear fragrances to bed, so to speak. So again, this just isn't fit for me. I don't know if I'm going to keep it, if I'm being honest. I think somebody else might enjoy this more. It is what it is. But it does smell good. I just wish it projected more and lasted longer. But again, we're talking about clean beauty. A lot of times you have to deal with the fact they're not going to last as long because they don't have all these harsh, supreme alcohols and other chemicals to make them last that long. I don't know. It's cute though. Next up, let's talk about this Cheriosa 68 from Sol de Janeiro. Everybody was super, super upset because this reminds them of Baccarat Rouge 540. Definitely does have that whole vibe, especially if you're using the body cream and the spray. But the dragon fruit does start to come out in the late mid and in the dry down. This is not an identical dupe, but I will say I am super tired of everyone trying to replicate MFK 540 Baccarat Rouge, whether it's in the top, the mid, or the base. Let's just walk away from it, people. This one is cool. I wish I didn't get this big of a size. I had no idea that that's what it smelled like when I got it, though, so my bad. But it's cute. Won't be repurchased for me, though. Next up, we have a few fragrances that I originally didn't care for. But after using the travels all the way up, I realized I did want to make them a permanent part of my collection. So I purchased Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper from Kayali because the opening is not harsh or too spicy for me anymore. And guys, I called this a pointless release, and I just have to take it back. My nephew led his school, CBC, up to the state championship, and we won it here in Springfield, Missouri, earlier this year, I think in February. I took travel sizes with me for that overnight trip because I was like, I don't need to take a bottle. This is a short trip. This was the first 72 to 75 degree day of the year here. And I wore this, and it was so different from when I was wearing the travel size originally in the cold. It was like 40 degrees outside. The heat brought this thing to life. And I was like, it could be a fluke. So I'm just going to do the 1 ounce because I don't want to be disappointed. Baby, this is Black Opium Illicit Green. All I can say is if you have this and you thought you didn't like it and you didn't get rid of it, please try it in the heat and thank me later. I already told you guys when I had the travel that I was going to be purchasing a full bottle of this. This is from a replica, Maison Margiela replica. This is Bubble Bath. You know, sign me up finally for a fresh, clean, soapy fragrance. Probably won't ever hear me say that again, but that one is a winner. I also picked up, I know we don't really talk about Belayered much anymore. I'm not really sure why, but I'm gonna tell you this. I had some decants or some travels, and I started going through them, like Pure Love and some other stuff. Runaway Love did it for me. Immediate purchase. I'm not sure if many of you saw Rebecca Collazo's Last Declutter, but I was all over that thing. She was getting rid of the discontinued, a very elusive LVEB L'absolu. The deep, rich, dark, syrupy version of LVEB. It was worth the wait. Sticking with the House of Lancôme, I decided to pick up Nuit LVEB. This is like if you took the original, took out like 50% of the patchouli, added the raspberry from the intense mint, and just made this beautiful child. Ugh, I love it. The packaging, best bottle out of the, well, Soleil Cristal is fierce. Yeah, I would give it to Soleil Cristal, but the juice in that is so trifling that it disqualifies itself. Here is the packaging for We. Come on. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. This is beautiful. Now let's talk about the body perfume oils from Tocca. So these are called Olio Sublime Profumato. Here's what the packaging looks like. They came out with 4 of them. Only purchased 2 to go with Giulietta and Stella. So this is Giulietta and this is Stella. These smell just like the fragrance, lighter, and they stick to your skin so well. Very beautiful. I like them best fresh out the shower. If you work somewhere where you cannot wear fragrance, you could probably pull these off. Or if you want something to help the fragrance last longer for you, because I do top up with Toccas every 4 hours, these are just perfect. They're not necessarily necessities, but I like having them, and we'll pair them up with Stella and Giulietta. They're just, the way that they feel, not super greasy. I love the sprayer, the atomizer. They just go on so well, even if your skin wasn't just wet out the shower. And the smell, baby, you can't go wrong with Giulietta or Stella. So I went to Lucky Scents to purchase a fragrance that has been on my wish list for quite some time. This is from Nobile, 1942. This is La Danza del Lubelu, or something like that. Y'all, here's the packaging. And this slides out. Here she is. Just, I had a sample from Lucky Scent, loved it, put it on my list for like a year. I said, I'm tired of waiting. Let's get her. Very beautiful, interesting, unique, sexy, powerful fragrance. I will be giving her her own exclusive review. I want to make sure I go over every single part of this fragrance for you guys. I love her. During that same purchase from Lucky Scent, I decided to go ahead and pick up one from Essential Parfums. I've heard so much about so many of their fragrances. Divine Vanille by Olivier Pachot. This was my first venture off into this house. Beautiful and exquisite, very spicy vanilla fragrance. Super unisex to me. The same way I love the way this smells on me, I can equally see me loving it on a man. So this is like one of those, you know, Chloe and Lamar fragrances. Not that it smells anything like those, but I'm just saying that when I think about me wearing this, I can also think about my man wearing this. We're just gonna smell great together. This has been one of the hardest videos to film because my sinuses are draining so much. I keep having to stop and drink water. This is Lamar by Kajal. I was told this is one of the best pineapple fragrances ever. You know, it doesn't beat musky pineapple from Do It For Me. However, this packaging is absolutely exquisite. Look at the top. Look at the top. Ooh. And just this whole thing. The whole thing is a vibe. It really is. There it is. That's the front. Nice. And yeah, I really do like this fragrance. I need to dive more into it. This is not the time of year that I would normally wear this fragrance, so I haven't had a chance to play with it like I want to, but I do not regret purchasing it. It is really expensive. Well, not really expensive. It is pricey. So it was really brave on my part for me to blind buy this. But when my baby, Sharita, said that she liked it, I said, okay, I'll go for it. I do like it. We'll talk more about that later. These next two fragrances come from the House of Goldfield and Banks. And I had a sample that was sent to me, and I had never heard of this fragrance. I immediately fell in love with this fragrance and thought it was one of the most unique things I'd ever smelled. There was something in the top and the mid that didn't sit well with me, but not so much that I was like, oh, I'm done with this. It intrigued me, and I kept coming back for more and more. This is from Goldfield and Banks, and this is called Sunset Hour. I just had to have it immediately. Luckily for me, because I was so intrigued by this one, when I saw Rebecca doing her declutter and I saw her have Southern Bloom, I looked it up. I saw that it was like some kind of limited release type of thing, and she kept describing it as super powdery. Y'all already know, if it's not musky, it's powdery for me. You know what I'm saying? Those are my two favorite like notes. This is just stunning, and I'm so grateful to have this. This is very unique, very unlike anything else I own. This is Southern Bloom, and I just feel grown and sophisticated and super sexy when I wear this. I feel like I've accomplished big things in life. I don't know why. Both of these fragrances are absolutely stunning. I always have the hardest time trying to open this Southern Bloom one. That's why I didn't open it for y'all, but I feel like I need to. I'm just throwing stuff all over the place. Southern Bloom is just an exquisite fragrance. After I already had it on the way, and she did her video, I was looking it up and saw how crazy people were going over it on Insta. This is ridiculous. I can never, like, it shouldn't be this hard to do anything in life. I couldn't, this is a mess. I couldn't believe how many people were in love with this and how hyped it was on Instagram, but it was. And I was like, well, I'm glad to say that even though I'm inadvertently a part of the hype train, I didn't know that there was a hype train. So I genuinely know that I like this because I liked it. Look at this. Oh my goodness. It's just everything. I love it. So here we are with Sunset Hour. I can easily say so far with this just being June, this is my favorite purchase of 2022. And y'all have seen me react to some stuff. So just take that into account. I don't have to sugarcoat anything. Nobody sent me this. I've never talked to anybody from Goldfield and Banks. I'm not seeking them out. I really, really, really freaking dig that fragrance. For real, for real. Last but definitely not least, guys, I tried 14 samples, used them all before I decided on what 3 I had to have in my collection. I thought it was just going to be 2. But there was a sleeper that snuck up on me, and I talked to you guys about this in my Instagram live today. Harmony Perfumes, you guys. Balance the chaos, as he says. Look at this packaging. Trill is over there. Look, you guys know how I feel about Harmony. Harmony.net is the website. Such amazing stories. Such a creative guy, artist in perfumery. I just find something so exquisite about a person making this stuff in their home by hand for me, you know, for us. I know a lot of people harp on niche fragrances, and those people are usually talking about mass appealing, mass produced Tom Ford and Guerlain and things like that. These powerhouse companies with tons and tons of money behind them that can just make anything they want and people are going to go buy because of the name. But when you have someone who's just starting out and they're making masterpiece fragrances, let me tell you something. This is Ienari. This is the sleeper one. I had no idea, and I guess I could take the plastic off of here. I just had samples. I know what it smells like. And this is like an unboxing, I guess. I don't know. This frosted glass, that top just slid on her so beautifully. Look at these letters. Look how it's raised up and you can feel it. He puts that on there himself. Like, I like the craftsmanship. I love the presentation. And I'm not usually one who cares about bottles and stuff. This is nice. And it just feels good in the hand. Easy to spray. Like long neck and just, you know. So, Ienari, however you want to pronounce it. It's the cherry blossom note. You know, and I pair it with the Japanese cherry blossom from Bath & Body Works, as I stated earlier today in my Instagram live. it just, I couldn't say no. I could not have this in my collection. And I went on ahead, and everybody who knows me and saw my video could probably guess the next two. This one is Wallowa. Look at the color of that. Look at the color of that liquid. Are you kidding me? This is Wallowa, which I love through and through. Love this fragrance. It does something to me. And then, of course, third, last but not least, I was able to pick up Ching Shih. Yes, I got all three. You guys know his prices are not cheap, but it's quality. We're talking about 100 milliliter bottles. And Ching Shih is just, baby, let me tell you something. Yes, so I needed to have her in my collection, and I have her now. I went through 2 samples and a 10 milliliter decant. I was just waiting around to figure out what I really wanted. I will talk briefly about the men's fragrances. I don't have any of those yet, but guys, Primal, Yasuke, those two, Primal and Yasuke for sure, and Castle Black, those three, hands down. If you're looking for something unique and you want to make sure that your man isn't smelling like everybody else at his job or wherever he goes, try one of those three, or all of those three, or 2 of those 3. In order, I would say Yasuke, Castle Black, Primal. You can't go wrong with any of them though. Understand this though, if you're a woman who likes a beautiful vanilla fragrance, Yasuke's dry down will be for you. You can spray it on, and like 30 minutes to an hour later, you're going to start getting that feminine, I wouldn't even say feminine, that sweet and sexy edibleness that we can pull off. Just, you know, like any man can. So again, I'll just talk about this one again. Wallowa, please go and watch my review where I talk about this fragrance. I also could have put Wallace in my collection, but if I'm being honest, buying these 3 was a pretty penny. So I think I will end up with Wallace one day, and probably Yasuke and Primal, maybe even Loki or Spartacus. I don't know. But again, for right now, those 3, Ienari, Wallowa, and Ching Shih, were must-haves in my collection. Thank you so much for spending this time with me and going over all of these fragrances. Remember, if there's something you want me to talk about specifically, in detail, in great depth, leave it in the comments section and I will do so. I appreciate you guys so much. Please do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Select that notification bell so that you never miss any of my future uploads. And as always, I love talking to you in the comments. So until then, bye. My voice sounds terrible. Like, listen, I got to get this sinus thing under control.